Look, we've all dreamt about it, right? Making a living without ever leaving the couch. It's a great dream, but today we're not chasing overnight riches or magic buttons. Welcome to This Explainer, where we're actually breaking down a fantastic, grounded guide from Remitly on the practical realities of online earning. We are leaving the overhyped myths totally behind us and looking at exactly what it takes to build real, sustainable income streams from scratch, right from your living room. Okay, let's just dive right into the game plan for today. Here's our progression. First, spotting online work scams. 2, essential remote soft skills. 3, low-effort online earning options. 4, steps to start earning. And finally, number 5, building your niche authority. All right, kicking things off with section 1, spotting online work scams. Whenever you jump into a brand new digital space, safety literally has to be your top priority. Bad actors out there? Yeah, they know absolute beginners are eager, so we need to set up our defenses first. Before we even talk about scams, let's just ground ourselves in reality by defining what online work actually is. It's simply making money via the internet by using your skills on digital platforms. This can be active gigs or it can be passive income streams. But the key takeaway here? It's a real job requiring real effort. It's just done on a computer instead of in a cubicle.
Now, what's really interesting here is how incredibly easy it is to get caught up in the glamorized internet hype. You know, the whole get-rich-quickly vibe, or landing a job with no experience but massive pay. Oh, and if an employer ever asks you to pay them to start working, no way. Run in the opposite direction. Those are 100% scams. The reality is just much more grounded. Online work requires the exact same professionalism and effort as traditional office work. I mean, sure, it's beautifully flexible, but you still have to manage real-world home distractions and hit real deadlines. Actually, I want to emphasize this line straight from our source material because it is absolutely crucial. There's no shortcut or quick fix to make money. Realistic online work demands the exact same core values as any in-person job. If you just keep that specific mindset, you're naturally going to filter out like 99% of the scams out there. Which brings us to section 2, essential remote soft skills. You know, it's funny. A lot of people think that working from home means you can just totally slack off on soft skills. But honestly, it's the exact opposite. Without a boss physically looking over your shoulder in an office, these traits become your total lifeline. Sure, professionalism still applies even if you're wearing sweatpants off camera. Fluency and clear communication, they are incredibly critical when practically all your interactions are typed out in emails or messaging apps. Honesty and punctuality are huge too. As we'll see in a second, with jobs like user testing, companies are paying for your genuine feedback to improve their products. If you aren't completely honest, your work is completely useless to them. And punctuality is just non-negotiable, because many digital tests and interviews are rigidly scheduled. Moving right along to section 3, low-effort online earning options.
And this brilliantly illustrates a really practical cheat sheet for absolute beginners. We have 3 great low-effort categories to start with today. First up is freelance writing. If you have a decent grasp of language, you can jump into content creation, like blog posts or website copy on platforms like Upwork or Fiverr. Next, we have online surveys. This is incredibly straightforward. You're literally just giving your truthful opinions on sites like Swagbucks or Toluna in exchange for cash or gift cards. And finally, user testing. This is where you evaluate new features for tech companies on platforms like User Testing or Maze. These options all have a super low barrier to entry, which means you can sign up today and start seeing small wins almost immediately.
Oh, one quick aside here, especially if we have younger viewers watching who are eager to start earning, it's really important to note that 18 is the minimum age requirement for a lot of these platforms, specifically in the user testing space. There are for sure other options out there for teens, but for these specific corporate testing gigs, you do need to be at least 18 years old.
But here's the catch. While those low-effort tasks are fantastic for getting your feet wet, you've got to understand what kind of income they actually generate. They generate active income. Think of it like a giant earning machine where you are physically cranking the handle. You're trading your precious time and your daily output for money. And the second you stop cranking that handle, yep, the money stops. These tasks are awesome for quick wins, but they are incredibly hard to scale because, well, unfortunately, your time is strictly limited to 24 hours a day. So how do we optimize that time? Section 4, steps to start earning. To really make the absolute most of your active income, you can't just wander around aimlessly on the internet. Here is a super practical routine you can use to elevate your profile.
Step 1, define your target audience and market. Like, who are you actually trying to sell that freelance writing to? Step 2, develop your strategy and set clear daily or weekly income goals to aim for. Step 3, identify your channels. Are you going to find clients on social media or maybe through an email newsletter? Step 4, set an achievable marketing budget. And hey, even if that budget is literally $0 and pure sweat equity right now, that's fine. And step 5, track your performance. You can use strategies like search engine optimization or conversion rate optimization to see what works. Basically, you learn what hits, fix what doesn't, and start turning more casual browsers into paying customers.
But, even with a flawless routine, we still run right into that same limitation of active income. Your time is capped. So, what does this all mean for the long game? How do you actually stop trading your time for money and build an engine that just runs on its own? That takes us to our final step, Section 5, building your niche authority. This right here is the summit of our ladder. Claiming a specific niche is the ultimate long-term goal, because when you become highly specialized, you suddenly operate in a much less crowded space. You aren't just a writer anymore, you're a technical writer for renewable energy startups. See the difference? That specialization allows you to enjoy consistent, high demand and establish yourself as a true go-to expert. And when you are the expert, you attract really lucrative brand partnerships. You actually stop chasing clients because the clients start coming directly to you. And this fundamentally shifts the whole shebang. We're talking about transitioning your earning model. Active effort, stuff like virtual assistants, contract writing, or filling out questionnaires, is a great starting point, but it's always limited by your schedule. Passive engines, on the other hand, are digital products and businesses that scale without limits. You might spend a weekend writing an ebook, and it can be downloaded 1,000 times while you are literally fast asleep. Whether it's a YouTube channel, affiliate links, or a dropshipping store where someone else handles the inventory, these are systems where you put the heavy lifting in upfront, and they just continuously generate revenue over time. Now, building that passive engine does take time and consistency. To put that into perspective, let's look at the number 1,000. If you choose YouTube as your passive engine, 1,000 is the minimum number of subscribers, along with 4,000 watch hours, that you need to officially join their partner program and start making ad revenue. It's a completely realistic milestone for beginners, but it requires you to consistently upload engaging content and build an audience that actually trusts your authority in that niche. Well, we've climbed the entire ladder today. We started out by protecting ourselves from scams, explored some low-effort tasks for immediate active income, learned how to market ourselves, and finally looked at building real passive engines by establishing niche authority. So I want to leave you with this one provocative question. What skill are you going to monetize first? Take that very first safe step today. Pick a platform and start building your online earning engine. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.